Hi, I'm Mark and I'm passionate about English. Okay, so this mini lesson is going to be a review lesson. So I'm going to explain lots of idioms, phrasal verbs and collocations that we've had in the mini lessons in June. And I hope to explain them in a way that a native English speaker would actually get all the answers. But of course, I've explained them in the mini lesson, so if you're learning English, you should be able to get them if you've watched them. Okay, and you might want to pause after each one just to write it down, and to maybe you need to think a little bit to jog your memory. It may be on the tip of your tongue, so you need a little bit more time. Okay, before we start though, I wanted to say a big thank you to Sunetra from Thailand, but she lives in Britain. I asked her a few weeks ago if she would mind sharing my videos on her Facebook, and I can see on my Facebook page how many people are watching, in which country, even which city, and Thailand is right at the top. 222 people so far watching my mini lessons in Thailand. So I wanted to say hello to a few places in Thailand. Bangkok, of course, Chiang Mai, Nakhon Ratchasima, Nonthaburi, Songkhla, Khon Kaen and Hat Yai. I've actually spent a couple of years in Thailand, not in one go, but 6 months, something like that. And actually Thailand really changed my life. When I went there first, when I was traveling at about 26, I think, that's when I started yoga, meditation, became vegetarian. And Thailand is, for me, a very special country. So once again, thank you, Thailand. Okay, so let's begin the review. Oh, one more thing to say. There's going to be a special little interview at the end of this lesson. A German guy who I didn't know, but is friends with a friend of mine, was visiting Britain, and he asked if he could meet me, and he said he really enjoys the mini lessons, etc. And I thought, well, I'll interview him. So there's a little interview with him at the end of this lesson. Okay, let's begin. I just want to have a look at the time, because I don't want to do this for too long, more for uploading rather than if the lesson is so long. Okay, so there we go. I'll take my glasses off. Okay, so the first one is get married. I gave the example of Prince William and Kate getting married, and there's an idiom which we often use for get married. Number two, I also said that maybe after some years or some time, just an example, that their relationship is in trouble, and we could say their relationship is on Okay, I'll do so that means 2 words you need. Okay, the third one, question number 3, is when you go to a party, but it's you don't wear your normal clothes. You dress up as Superman or a cat or Madonna or something. And I gave you that joke about the tortoise. Okay, so it's a party. Number 4 is a collocation. If something is very, very cheap, we say it's cheap. Okay, number 5. If you eat the right types of food, carbohydrates, protein, I said, vitamins, mineral, fruit, vegetables, etc., we can say you have a Okay, question number 6, I think, excuse me. This was in one of the mini lessons I did with Annabelle, and she said that because I do different things in the lesson, headstand or dress up as a carrot, etc., my lessons and we also had the I also added to that you from the crowd. Okay, number 7, I gave the example of going down the beach. I'm not expecting to see my friend or planning to, but he's there and I him. Okay, it's sort of an unexpected meeting with somebody. Okay, number 8, easy example. Easy example. I come back from holiday and you say, Mark, how was your holiday? And I say, it was just 4 words. Okay, or I also gave the example of a pizza arriving in a restaurant, and I look down and I go, just Okay, let's say I'm in a restaurant, this is number 9, and I can't decide what to order. Pizza, pasta, or whatever. And my friend says to me, oh, come on, starts getting impatient. Make It's easy. Okay, number 10, I gave you an example of a football team. Maybe one player is not doing very much. And we say that player is not I guess the manager could shout out to him. Well, he probably wouldn't say this. He'd probably use some stronger language, but he'd say, "Oi, you need to." Okay, 11. We had this twice. This collocation. If a conversation is quite strong, you are talking about different things, or even if it's an argument and you are arguing strongly, we say it's a conversation or a argument. All right, I gave you a joke about number 12, but also I gave an example of being in a bar and my head, she's nice. We can say she, It's like my attention goes over there because that person is very attractive. Usually that's the reason. Okay, number 13, it's a collocation. I'll just give you the first word. If I agree completely, totally, 100%, we can say, I agree, Okay, it's a long word. Okay, number 14, if I am totally in love, this was from the headstand lesson, so that's a clue. We can say I'm in love. All right. 15, I gave the example of going to a party, not many people, it's a bit boring. I say to my girlfriend, I hope the party, Okay. Number 16. I told you maybe sometimes I think about playing the bass and I'm not making much progress, and so sometimes I think I'll Or maybe you've been learning English for a long time, you feel, oh, I don't know, I'm not really doing very well. I think I'll It's kind of stop. Okay, number 17. Again, a collocation. And the second word means, in this case, very, very much. So I'll just say the first word. I apologize. It's not a very commonly used word, but it is used a lot as a collocation. Okay, number 18. If many people agree with this, or think it, or believe it, we can say, I'll give you the first word, make it a little bit easier. We can say it's widely that's true, or something like that. Okay, number 19. If, again, I go to a party and somebody there, I don't really like him. He gets on my nerves. He looks strange, or his behavior is strange. So immediately, I don't like him. So I took an to him. Okay, number 20. you could say about 19, I don't know, no idea. You could also say, I haven't got 21. I told you about my courses starting in September. They're very, very cheap. So I can say, I'll say about the first course, it won't cost okay, or I went on holiday and it was quite a cheap holiday. I could say it didn't cost Okay. 22 is a phrasal verb. So I could say I grew up in Wales, but if I'm talking about my mother, in this case, you would say I was in Wales. You can't say I grew up in Wales, but you can say, because you're talking about the person who did it, passive, I was in Wales. 23. Other examples of this, I've taught you it was a piece of cake, it was easy peasy, or you could say it was a begins with D. Now, what was I going to say? It's on the... Okay, it's something you can't quite remember. It's nearly coming out, but you can't quite remember. Probably you will remember very quickly. But 24, it's on the Okay, 25, let's say I want to make a cup of coffee, and I go to my kitchen and I go, oh no, I'm coffee. There is no coffee. Okay, that's the phrasal verb. 26. If somebody really annoys you and or irritates you, or I gave the other idiom, she gets on my nerves, but you could also say she's a pain in the or a bit stronger, she's a pain in the All right. Number 27, this goes back one of the early mini lessons, and I was saying I gave you the example, I just can't get you out of my head. Now that tune goes into your head, and actually you can't get the song out of your head. So we say it's a tune. 28, you will never forget this word if you've been watching the mini lessons. It's I wore a green one, I wore a yellow one, I wore a black one, I wore a kind of grey one. Something I put on my head that looks like hair. Could be because I want to pretend I've got real hair, or could be I'm going to a party and I want to look a bit silly and have some fun. Okay, 29. Let's say, I'll give you the example, I've been with my girlfriend for 3 months or 5 years. You are not married, but you are doing things, going to a restaurant, going to the beach, going on holiday. And remember, this needs to be in the continuous form, because I've been with my girlfriend for 3 months. Number 30. I went on holiday in Greece last year. Example. No, actually it's true. And I went to some mountains, and I could say the scenery was or it was sorry, it was scenery. Okay, number 31. Let's talk about the party again, and I meet someone and start talking, and immediately I feel good with this person. The conversation flows, and we just enjoy talking to each other. We can say, as soon as I met her, we Okay, phrasal verb. Okay, 32, I was talking about making these mini lessons and making them a bit different so that stand out. Well, that might have been one of the early questions. And because I want to capture a okay, it means get lots of people watching. Okay, I gave the example of bad breath for number 33. So I could say, when I kissed her, she had bad breath and it Okay, 34 was a very recent mini lesson at the end of June, and I put a song on Facebook to help you remember this idiom. It's, as I said, if you're feeling a bit unhappy or depressed or fed up, someone could say, oh, don't worry, cheer up. There's Okay, it's a long one. And in my explanation, I talked about a hill or a mountain. So if you watch the mini lesson, you should get that one. Okay, 35, I gave example of a neighbor early in the morning mowing his lawn or doing some DIY, and I said I could either go and speak to him, but maybe I'm scared, and so I it or him. Okay, it means tolerate or accept. Okay, a phrasal verb. Let's say I'm going to go to my girlfriend's house in my, well, I don't have a car, I have a van. And I say, what time shall I Okay, in this case it means go to her house and kind of collect her, or she comes into the van. What time shall I Okay, 37, let's say the guy at the end of this mini lesson is talking to his friend in Switzerland, and he says, oh, you should really watch these mini lessons. I think they're Okay, it means they're just right for you. All right. 38, Annabelle was explaining this one in a mini lesson with me. It's a collocation. If you have a very, very bad headache, we say a headache. Okay, let's use the example of Olaf again. I will make him famous. When he met me, he said, Mark, I learned so much from your mini lessons. Your mini lessons work like Okay. 40, again, one of the early mini lessons in June. If we don't agree about something, I used my mother as an example. She doesn't like me having a little bit of a goatee. I explained a beard that just is in this area. So about this, we don't see All right. Oh, number 41 is also my mother. So maybe, let's say when I was young and she went on holiday and I had a party in the house, and lots of things got broken and the carpet was stained, etc. We could say, when my mother came home, she Okay, just as a little clue, I said it's not, I explained ceiling and this other word. Okay, 42. Something was incredible, fantastic, amazing. It was out, I think that's enough. 43. Somebody you know, but you don't know so well. It's a casual Okay, 44. I gave you two examples. One is sort of a bit negative, one is positive. I'll give you the positive example. I went to Barcelona last year and I didn't have any plan. I just wandered around the city. Okay. 45. Yes, okay, it's a collocation again. the two examples I gave you were happy and unaware. Okay, that should be enough for that one. 46, if an obstacle is in your way. I gave the example of I want to play bass guitar in an orchestra, but I can't read music. So that's an obstacle for me. So we could say I've come up against a Okay, number 47, very easy. I'm not going out tonight. I'm It means okay, I can't say the word. Remain at home. Okay, 48. Again, let's use Olaf. He says this is a collocation. He says to his friend again in Switzerland, if you want to learn English, I really recommend watching Mark's mini lessons and doing the courses starting in September. You should of them. And especially I gave you the example, these mini lessons are free, so even more reason to of them. 49, Olaf, maybe his friend says, well, I watched a couple of the mini lessons, but they're not really my I'll give you a clue, coffee, but it's not coffee. And the last question, number 50, you'll need to have watched my mini lessons. Well, I think he was in 2 of the mini lessons. What's my hamster's name? Just a little fun question at the end. Okay, so I will put the answers in tomorrow's mini lesson, which is the first mini lesson in July. And as I've said, all July's lessons will be filmed on location and written, directed, produced, starring me. But I will try and also involve other people in the mini lessons. And as I said earlier, stay watching. We've got a funny interview with Olaf from Switzerland. His English is very fluent, and he's very comfortable speaking in English, but he does make quite a few grammatical mistakes, and the odd mistake with vocabulary. Odd means, in this case, not so many. But so I've corrected them in the bottom of the screen. If I've put no exclamation, it means it's wrong. That's what he said. And then I put underneath the correction, and I put yes. So that's my correction of his sentence where I put no. But although there are quite a few corrections, you will see that actually he speaks very naturally. But obviously, if he could improve on those mistakes, his English would be much better. So thank you, Olaf, for watching that, for being in the interview. It was great fun. I had a whale of a time interviewing you. All right, that's the end of today's lesson, and see you in the next one. All right, bye. Hi, so you're Olaf.
I'm Olaf.
And where are you from, Olaf?
I'm from Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yes.
Okay. And I believe you've been watching my mini lessons on Facebook. And
I've loved them. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
How did you come across them?
Oh, it was friends of mine that are Sylvia and Terry. They have told me about it, and it was a special impression. Very special. Yes. Yeah.
So I think you told me before that when you saw them, you thought, oh.
No, it was a little bit. It was a little strange because I'm here in England to study in London Twickenham. It's a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm here because I want to learn English, and I've seen a lot of websites for to study English, and they are all really the same. It's not bad, but
yeah.
Everything's the same. And I've seen yours, and I was the first impression. I will talk really open-minded. It's correct.
Yeah, that's okay. Or openly.
Openly.
Yeah, or honestly.
It's a strange language. Yeah. Okay. Or I will talk really openly. I was thinking, what's that? He's crazy. What's that? And I was looking, what's that? I've seen this with it was a carrot.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing was two birds, Mrs. I don't.
Tweet and Mrs. Noddy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And but I was looking. But the first impression was, what's that? And so, but after that, it was getting wow. I've learned something. Don't ask me what, but I've learned something, and it was very interesting. And at finally, I'm a music fan. I like very much jazz and soul and these things, and it was very good to see the great bass player. It was incredible. It was incredible. And all these songs, and I was some songs I was not sure. So, and yes, I find yes, that's a song, and it was a great pleasure. Yes, it was very good. Yes.
All right. And do you think people in Germany will like these lessons?
I'm not very near the school culture and these things. I'm very happy about that. No, it was a joke. I think the people will like it. It's ideal for the school, and the kids will like it because they don't have this experience with the jokes and these things, and as it are very open-minded jokes. You're showing your identity very near with these things, like the carrot and all these things, and with the birds, and you're playing bass, and the bass. It's incredible, and not everybody likes to show his bass playing in the video. I think you will have success with these things in Switzerland and in Germany. I'm from Germany, but I have lived a long time in Switzerland. It's correct.
No.
So I have to study
I'll
with
put
you.
it on the bottom so you'll see in the video. Okay, thanks Olaf. And what's this hat?
I'm always wearing that.
Oh, really?
So I haven't a lot of friends. I don't know why. Sometimes the people say it's because of your hat, but I don't know exactly.
Okay. All right. And as you can see, Germans do have a sense of humour.
Yes.
Okay.
What's that?
Thanks for today. Bye.
Bye.
Excellent!
That's it.
You are really good, Olaf. Your English is